Spooky season is finally upon us, and what better way to talk about anything scary than in October. I love horror related media, and what I love more are pieces of media that come off as scary or creepy without the intention of giving off that initial effect. And that suddenly dawned on me. I had this idea in my head, like getting smacked in the face by Will Smith. Make a video or something about things that I found scary as a kid. That's right, we're going through the TV and films that scared the absolute shit out of me as a wee young lad, because I was a massive pussy. Kicking things off, this entry does have some scenes that could be classified as scary or creepy, and sometimes this film gets very, very dark. Peter Jackson's faithful reimagining of King Kong is absolutely fantastic and still holds up nearly 20 years later. Jesus fucking Christ, time is slipping. One scene in particular scared 6-year-old me to death, and that was the bug pit scene. I first saw this at a friend's birthday party. His older brother basically had a pirated version of it.
He's a very naughty boy!
He basically just put it on the background and, we just watched it as, we were just playing party games and that. And we all fucking loved it. I loved it especially because I, watched the original version as a kid and, found it to be quite mesmerizing in a way. But that bug pit scene was pure nightmare fuel for me. The flesh-eating worms are horrible. The locusts that jump on their faces and on their backs trying to nibble at them. Horrific. And it made me hide behind the living room door of his house until it finished, and yeah, that was a bad day. That was a bad day. So when I finally got it on DVD, I always skipped past that one scene for a good few years because, look at those flesh-eating worms, man. Look at them. They eat a man's head off. Like, come on. Fantastic movie, but scared little old me silly. Adverts back in the mid-2000s were creative, nuts, and downright bloody creepy at times. The Think ads raised awareness of sticking to the speed limits to prevent dangerous driving in Britain. Anyone around that time who grew up will know what I'm talking about. And those adverts delivered that experience in spades. One advert, appropriately named Living With It, centres around a regular man living his life, but something seems off. A corpse of a young schoolboy is following him around. Now this rammed home the idea that the bloke is living with the guilt of killing the young lad due to his poor driving. It does get worse where he can't even escape this corpse in his own home as it lurks under his office desk and sits at the end of his bedroom door. This single advert caused me to have nightmares every night, and I didn't want to turn over my bed every night in case there was just some body there waiting there to just greet me, staring into my soul.
Anybody fancy some lasagna?
This also happened with another Think advert appropriately named Don't Use Your Phone While Driving. Gee, I wonder what's going to happen in this one then. It's just a couple having a mundane conversation on the phone. The bloke's on his phone while driving, and you probably guessed what happens.
Hi, you.
Hi, how'd it go?
Yeah, it went well. I'm on my way back now, so I'll tell you about it when I get home.
Okay, well the kids are in bed and dinner's on. James? James? Can you hear me?
This advert gave me the biggest jump scare of all time, and whenever it was on TV, I winced in a horrible stew of dread. It sounds so stupid, but at the time this was really effective for me, and it was just awful. It was even played in cinemas, so you're going to the cinema to watch, I don't know, Open Season or Transformers, yeah, and this fucking advert plays. It was horrible, so I just had my fingers in my ears, and that wasn't even enough. Just awful, bloody awful. But great adverts though, they were really effective, and they just don't make them like that anymore. It's a shame. Finding Nemo is a Pixar classic that I honestly love. The story's great, and the animation art direction is generally beautiful. At the time, nobody could animate water this realistic. Fucking look at it. But there were times where the ocean feels a bit sinister and creepy without the intention of that. I think it's that case of the vast blue ocean and the darkness and not being able to see what's going to come out of the shadows. I think that had that kind of effect on me quite young. Rory and Marlon are trying to get to Sydney to rescue Nemo. Marlene's son, obviously, and Dory's convinced that she can speak well when they hear one in the distance. They get spoiled by said well, and this whole sequence was really scary. I think what also didn't help was my parents took me to see it at the cinema, so that you're encased in this big wall of atmosphere and sound, which didn't really help. The sound design, the visuals, and that huge dangly bit at the back of that whale's throat was too much for little old me, and made me terrified of the film for years, and I couldn't watch it. Obviously I can now though, just on rare occasions. We're at our last entry, and this one has caused me years of fear, nightmares, and probably some therapy. Teletubbies aired in the mid to late 90s, and it was basically a fever dream designed for infants, involving 4 chubby colourful bastards with CRTs in their guts. It's not a grounded show at all, don't get me wrong, and has 0 points sometimes. No, in fact, all the time. Stuff just happens for the sake of it, and you're just meant to sit there and just take it. It's a really bizarre show. I wasn't really a fan of the show in general. I only put up watching it because if either nothing else was on, or if Bob the Builder was on. And Bob the Builder is fucking brilliant. But this one episode gave me a primal fear that I have never felt in anything else since. During one of the so-called magical moments where they crowd around and watch something magical, magical, an ominous voice calls out.
It's the bear, and I'm coming.
They all run to a hill like a bunch of twats to get a better look, and the voice returns.
I'm the bear, and I'm coming.
It's just so fucking sinister for absolutely no reason whatsoever. And then this happens.
I'm the bear.
Look at those dead cold eyes. Its formal voice, the way it moves in and out of frame in the foreground and background like an SCP creature. Ugh. It even does this. But nothing could prepare me for when the lion gets involved. What makes it worse is that the day cycle speeds up to mess with us.
I am the scary lion.
Good fucking lord. Look at him. Those colder eyes even. Those teeth. So yeah, this traumatized little old me obviously, but I wasn't the only one surprisingly. At the time when this was aired, parents complained and the BBC removed it from any other TV circulation. Wow. It was also, I believe, banned from streaming services and DVD and VHS compilations at the time. So yeah, this is, I have no words really. Whoever signed that off needs to be questioned and studied really, because they shouldn't be making kids shows at all. And that, everyone, was the things that scared me as a kid relating to TV and movies. Hope you all enjoyed this one, as I love doing these sort of things, they're a good bit of fun. If it gets more than 3 likes, I'll do a follow-up, maybe related to like video games and movies and TV, I don't know, but let's see how this goes. Did you hear something?